Hey, what is up people, my name is Shale, welcome to my Reaper tips and tricks video, let's get started. First up, I want to explain an often misunderstood trick, the reload melee cancel. Having any animation interrupt your reload won't ever shave off any time from the reload in total. On every character it will always be, at minimum, the base reload time, with or without a melee in the middle. But on Reaper, that's still super useful to be able to throw in an extra melee attack since you're gonna be usually at close range anyways. If you get the timing down well enough, it's just free damage. Careful though, if you aren't fast enough, you can easily add a full second to your reload time. By the way, Reaper's shift and ultimate will cancel the end of your reload as well. Try to remember to reload before hitting shift in a firefight, that way when you come out of ghost form, you'll have full ammo at your disposal. As Reaper, you're naturally inclined to focus the hell out of tanks, since it's much easier for them to absorb your full damage output. Tanks know this and are very watchful of Reaper and his sound cues. Knowing this, you can use their paranoia to your advantage when in the uncommon, longer range situation. Even though you aren't a long range character, don't be afraid to occasionally keep your enemies on their toes by peppering them with shotgun blasts from afar, betting on their instinct to turn and face the direction of the incoming damage. Hopefully, this draws their attention enough so that your frontline teammates can find an opportunity to take them out. If you can, always focus an enemy Reinhardt, as his paranoia might not only get himself caught out, but if he decides to turn or deactivate his shield to face you, he might just get his own teammates that are relying on him killed as well. However, use this longer range distraction tip sparingly. Most enemy players will learn to ignore the Reaper that's obviously just trying to annoy them. So, most people see Reaper's teleport only as a way to close gaps offensively, which in my opinion is totally stifling its potential. If you're defending as Reaper, try to distract your enemies by making your presence obvious on their flank, then break line of sight and retreat with teleport. Since teleport makes an obnoxiously loud sound cue at its destination only, most enemies won't know that you've left their flank and will stay very cautious while pushing up. Meanwhile, you work on attacking at a different angle. Speaking of closing gaps, here's a way for attacking Reapers to close distance on enemies posted up on the high ground. Most players will immediately think of going through an alternate route to flank the high ground. Now, it seems illogical, but it's worth considering the use of teleport right below the enemy high ground position. Not only will the enemies not be expecting a teleport right underneath them, but they also won't have an easy way to deal with you unless they either make themselves extremely vulnerable by standing on the edge of the high ground or dropping down to fight you. So, most Reapers think that it's a great idea to use shift into the middle of the enemy team and then ult immediately afterwards. This sequence of moves is super predictable and usually gets you killed and maybe wastes your ultimate as well. Knowing this, if you need to ult directly after a shift, try backstepping right as you regain control of your character. Most enemy players won't expect this type of juke due to its simplicity. For example, you can see that in this clip, the enemy Roadhog shoots right in front of my character while I backstep and ult, which would have definitely killed me. It's a simple tactic, but it's worth a shot in dire situations. It's pretty well known that as Reaper you should drop from a second story or some advantageous position before you ult, because it's a great way to get the literal drop on your enemies without making any noise. Take this advantage a step further by shooting a high priority target with a shotgun blast just before you hit Q. That way you'll be able to burst one opponent down in extremely quick fashion. Generally, I like to target enemies with a basic ability that easily counters my ultimate, like McCree with his flashbang, or Genji with deflect. If those two aren't options, an AoE healer would probably be next on my priority list. Okay, so the last one here for you guys is just a simple positioning tip with your ultimate. Now, I've spent many of my ultimates hastily trying to fill up kill feeds, only to be shoved aside by a Lucio Soundwave or some other knockback. So, if you have the ability to do so, try to position yourself directly in between the noted knockbacker and the rest of their team. Most of the times the enemy knockbacker will react impulsively and use their knockback ability, which will make you even harder to kill due to you flying through the air, spinning around, and killing everything. Anyways guys, that was my Reaper video. I hope you enjoyed and learned at least one new trick today. I've got plenty more tips in store, so let me know what you think I should cover next. Thanks guys, see ya.
Very well, people.